Don't punch me in the dick, please.
That'd be a back fist like Bruce Lee. That'd be some nunchuck shit.
I'm just
going
going
to
be quiet right now.
Just going to get you with the corner of the notepad.
Liza.
Oh, you're kung fu very powerful.
Liza, smack him in the dick.
Hey there.
That was brutal. That hurt us.
Huh?
Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits.
Oh, gosh.
Don't look at me. It was the deer.
You're going to get it in the dick, Jim.
Coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. Hey, everyone. I feel like I'm in the classroom with all the bad behaving kids. This is like the Breakfast Club.
What are you looking at me for? Don't look at me. Why are you looking at me? I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
Wait. So
don't look at me.
Emma would be Ali Sheedy.
Yeah, I know.
You'd be the red hair girl.
Molly
Ringwald.
Molly Hatchet.
I'm the pretty,
Molly Hatchet.
pretty girl.
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald.
Jim, you'd be the wrestler guy, the Emilio Estevez.
No, I would just be myself in high school, pretty much.
Well, you know who you are, Anthony Michael Hall.
No, that's Bagel.
What? Okay.
Hey,
what?
Hey, everyone. This is Liza. Joining me in the studio today, running the board, we got Stumpy John.
Everybody needs a little stump in their life.
Yeah, there it is.
Stump that chump.
Stump the chump.
Or chump the stump.
There's some porn in there somewhere.
I think that'll be the title of our next video. Follow-up to Motorosexual, Stump the Chump.
Chump the
starring Stumpy John. That could be fun.
It could be.
On the classy girl couch tonight, being quite unruly, it is Miss Emma.
I've been eating Indian food again. No. Well, I shall tell you what I want. What I really want.
Tell you what I want. What I really,
shall
really want.
really want. I want her. Hello, darlings.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome,
Joining
sweetie.
Where did your glove go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had to dispose of it.
She kept asking people if they needed a rectal exam. That was not a good situation.
And
I wonder why she made a fist for mine.
No, it backfired spectacular, and I had to throw.
No pun intended.
I had to burn the glove. You got to be careful what you wish for in this life.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you for the glove donation. The person responsible for the glove.
All of our prostates are now much healthier because of your gift.
Josh, all the way from up northern California.
Yeah, Galt, California. It's considered.
No one knows where that is. Yeah. It's norther. It's norther from us. It's norther.
Norther.
More east than north, but
okay, yeah,
so
north.
Gout, California.
Galt.
Oh, not Gout.
No, it's.
They got good pastries. Good pastries there.
Thank you, Josh. You brought us some donations, some tools to give away, and rubber gloves, which Emma started abusing immediately.
You handed her the box.
Oh, this is my fault.
Yes, absolutely, it's your fault.
I brought them. I'll take full responsibility.
You are the enabler.
Well, the person responsible for bringing you is Tori.
Yes, I am an accomplice to a habit. I won't say it's a bad habit or a good habit.
That's all I like to
Just
say.
a habit.
Josh brought the tools, and Tori brought the tool.
Yes.
Yes.
And I really want to make a point of this because we don't do this in video anymore. But Tori is absolutely nailed like this 1950s vibe thing. She's got this great dress on with strawberries all over it, and you've got the Betty Page hair, and just lovely, really.
Keep going, Emma. I'll pay you more later.
Emma's been gushing all day.
Yeah,
and rightly
I think
so.
It's great.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's keep going because we're not done yet. It is, of course, everyone's favorite dad. It's Naked Jim.
Who's your daddy? That sounds wrong too.
You're everyone's daddy.
Good Lord, I've been yours. I know.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I'm tripping on your shirt, Liza. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Crazy.
Do you recognize it?
No.
It's the Vortex in Atlanta.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a skull with crazy eyeballs swirling.
I'm going old school Atlanta today. Of course, that is the voice of everyone's favorite ginger. It's Bagel.
If at first you don't succeed, try again and again and again and again and again.
And then get a hammer.
Is that the advice from a Vespa owner?
Any vehicle owner, I think.
Oh, there's
All the vehicles.
A Honda owner.
He's working on a seat.
Honda
yeah.
owner,
Look
I
at
beg your
there's progress happening.
Yeah.
Emma, did you notice Bagel's garage?
It's got a tan.
Progress is happening.
It's a tanned possum hide.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
They're multiplying.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. They
more.
are.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute.
Oh, do tell.
Bagel, how
Yes.
many motorcycles do you own right now? And here's a spoiler alert. A CT is a motorcycle.
Okay, then technically 4.
Oh.
Yes, I picked up a CT70, basically just a rolling frame.
Is that
and,
what we're looking at there? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, 71.
Nice color.
Yeah, nice. That's early 70s gold that they had. And I picked up a bunch of parts, just figured, it'd be good to have some extra stuff. And there were a few things I was looking for in there, but the parts basically were pretty much everything that you needed to build a whole bike minus the frame and tank. And now I've got a whole new frame, so I can pretty much make a whole bike out of them.
Hey, John, how many bikes do you own right now?
Personally, myself, I have 3. And
You're being out bikered by Bagel.
I am. Bagel outdoes me on many
Bagel
things.
like a boss. Bagel plays three-dimensional chess now.
Wow. Well,
I want to see you ride that CT70 like 3,000 miles in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Or something like that. You will, won't you? You'll be like
Oh,
Dumb and Dumber
I
out there.
totally could.
he will ride it
yeah.
to the one show.
Yes.
That's my prediction.
Ooh.
That's possible.
Yeah, he would consider
the
that.
the 110. Once I get the 110 all set up, I could totally do that.
I like it. That's more of encouragement.
You should go over there with him and do Dumb and Dumber style all the way over there.
Yeah.
Over Grant's Pass.
No.
Riding over Grant's Pass in February.
So
Well, that's cool.
I have a couple quick announcements to make. First of all, don't forget Rev Sisters Film Festival is happening. It starts October 28th. Go on over to revsisters.com and get your free tickets. It's free for the first weekend, $10 if you want the extended 2-week viewing pass.
And you always find the greatest films for this. I don't know where
This one, we're quite global. We've got films from France and Spain and South Africa. And
Right.
yeah, we got a bunch of.
You can get the teasers on Instagram. I follow you guys on Instagram, and the teasers come out
Exactly.
there. It's cool.
But I'm seeing ticket sales coming in.
I'm sure the
left and
French
right.
films have a great deal of wine and cheese in them. Because
Yes,
that
that's-
seems to be a great, slice of French life is
And
eating
style.
cheese and drinking wine.
I think there's a whole motorcycle made of cheese.
Ooh.
A cheese wheel.
Yeah, I got your interest
cheese
there.
whiz.
It is. The
Of course, they call it fromage,
Would that be a cheese whizzer?
It could be. I see what you did there.
So the other announcement is last week we announced the 500th episode party, and I had tickets up for sale, and then pretty soon after I had to cancel and postpone it. Now here's the deal. Bagel's looking like, wait, what? So here's the deal.
What?
We are still having a 500th episode party on December 3rd. However, our venue is changing.
Ibiza?
We have more people interested in coming than we could fit into Moto Talbot Museum.
Right.
They have a maximum capacity of 49 people.
And there's a lot more people coming.
Yeah.
Not to mention the worth of the motorcycles there and everything else. But
Yeah. So I'm looking for a theater, and I've got my hands out. The craziest one is that I'm actually considering renting the Civic Center here.
We may be able to have electric mini bike flat track racing.
Well, the one where the Warriors play?
No, the
other one, yeah.
Civic downtown.
Yeah.
That is for like big concerts and car shows and
like
stuff.
Neil Young and shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's like it would be ridiculously big, which makes it funny.
Oh, indoor flat track.
we could combine it with roller derby.
Ooh.
Roller
Okay.
derby flat at the same
Chariot
time.
races.
Calm down.
Indoor chariot racing.
That's how it all starts.
So here's the deal. I created a new event. There are new tickets available, and they are now free. This event is free, thanks in part to Law Tigers sponsorship.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
They're great.
exactly. So we are offering tickets for free. You just have to go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and scroll down. You'll see 500th extravaganza party. Register there. Looking to rent a theater, but also turning it into a whole weekend, basically. We're looking to do a day ride.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Jim and Matt from Breaking Away Adventures will...
As far as you want to go.
Yeah. Pick and choose a route and do a day ride. So people coming from out of town will do a day ride around Santa Cruz. And then in the evening, we're going to do a live show, hopefully downtown, which there's so many places to go eat and hang out before and after.
I'm secretly lobbying for the boardwalk. Because then we could spill out of the Coconut Grove and spill out onto the boardwalk proper. And people could bring their kids, their family. There's tons of hotels down there, except we got to hump all the AV shit.
Except if we're recording in the evening, the boardwalk will be closed in the evening. So
yeah, but can you rent the bumper cars?
I could rent the bumper
cars. And an Eddie Money cover band.
And then I think on Sunday, I was talking to Emma about this.
Well, no, hang on. Let's go back to, if we rent the bumper cars and do an Eddie Money cover band, I will provide the case of Mickey's Wide Mouth 40s. We could all be pounding Mickey's Wide Mouth 40s, listening to Eddie Money.
Oh, she was shaking.
Oh, yeah. 2 tickets to paradise.
Calm down.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, I'm thinking of just doing an open house at the garage and bringing the wheeling barbecue out and cooking up some hot dogs and
maybe a hoot.
Just having people hang out at the garage for, a short day. So Bagel, we are still having plenty of stuff. I hope you're still planning on coming down. We
Burlesque
just don't know
was
the exact venue yet.
They have a little burlesque mixed in.
There might be burlesque.
Yes.
There might be a trip to the Jameson. We have a lot of things.
Burlesque at every stop. Burlesque at every stop.
I know. There's a lot of things on the menu that can come into play. But the bottom line is, we would love for you to join us at our 500th recording. And all you need to do is go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and click on register here and secure your tickets.
And I can't stress this enough. Right now, the thing we need more than anything else are accurate... No, don't do that, Jim.
What?
Stop it. I mean it.
He was starting his burlesque event early.
Exactly, he was. Please register, because the thing we need more than anything else are accurate numbers of who's actually going to be at this event so we can plan accordingly. So there's no cost involved. Just click on it, say, we're coming. That way, we can figure out approximate numbers of who's coming.
I think there's going to be about 25 misfits there.
It'll be fun.
Exactly. It's going to be a great... Misfits old, new, current, future.
John, will Mrs. Stumpy be there?
Oh, I'm sure she'll be in all of her stumpy glory.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the announcement. So now... So much to talk about, and we got to squeeze it all in. So I did a thing yesterday. God, this was yesterday. Seems so long ago. Our friends over at Gilroy. It's not Gilroy
Motorcycle Center.
Yes, Gilroy Motorcycle Center. I keep saying Power Sports. Yeah, and
cool.
They were doing an event with Royal Enfield. So Royal Enfield has a new bike they unveiled called the Scram 411. Be honest, I'm not totally sold on the name.
No.
I don't know why. It's short for Scrambler. So basically they took the Himalayan, which has been hugely successful for Royal Enfield. Not to mention, I mean, Emma, you saw for yourself, during COVID, there were so many companies that weren't supplying bikes. Royal Enfield was.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? They nailed that game. So the Himalayan has been really successful and popular. You know what I was told is that Itchy Boots,
Itchy Boots Travels or whatever,
toured on a Royal Enfield. They were like, we sold about 5,000 or 6,000 of those.
Oh, wow, really?
Just from her videos.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Because she was riding a Honda.
Yeah, she's on a CRF now.
I like the Honda better.
Yeah.
But cool.
Anyway,
good for them.
So they had the Himalayas. They had the new Scram 411, which is basically a Himalaya, but with a fairing and a smaller front wheel. So it's more of like a Scrambler. It's kind of got
those made in India?
They're made in India.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Though they still claim to be British bikes.
Well.
Emma, are they British bikes?
You know, I'm reminded of
how much you like curry.
You know, I'm reminded of, the national dish of Britain is chicken tikka masala.
Oh.
So there's a lot of cultural differences. I'm going to give them that because the design, The design elements are still basically there. It's a very different bike.
There's still a lot of British people in the company who are part of.
It's a 5-speed. It's fuel injected. It's electric start. It's gone way beyond what it started out as, which was basically a Bullet 500.
Yeah,
but I'll give it to them. I think it's a developed product.
They also had the 650s there as an Interceptor 650. Is that right?
Yes.
And like a cafe racer. They had different versions of them.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to try the new Scram 411 and signed up for a test ride. And they took us out for a ride. Jay, who's come to the garage a bunch of times, he jumped on one of the Himalayas.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Big dude.
Yeah. And
like tall.
We went off riding and we went through Gilroy. We had to get through the city, but then off into some farmland, and I did some twisties and stuff. And first of all, I was very comfortable on it. The bike has a bit of it's not a cruiser seat, but it's a dropped front section. So you got a nice little seat, back seat or back of your butt pad.
That matters.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Some of those flat bench seats are not comfortable.
Most of them suck. So if it's good at all, thumbs up.
Anyway, so instantly I was comfortable, and it got up to speed, and I just had a good ride. Interestingly enough, and Emma, on mine, when we got back, I said, I pulled one of the employees aside and said, there's something wrong with my bike. Like, what's wrong? I said, either the front tire pressure is too low, or the stem bearings are over tightened, because it felt like you couldn't go in a straight line at like 20 miles an hour. It kept kind of juking a little left and juking a little right. You couldn't easily just balance in a straight line.
Right.
And I don't know what it was, so they just pulled it out of the line. And
the rear wheel out of alignment maybe too.
I don't know, but it really felt like that front end was a little stiff.
Yeah.
So taking that aside, because I was kind of fixated on trying to figure it out.
I think Stumpy John just got very excited about that. Front end a little stiff, John?
So,
certainly.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it was a bike. I think, we've even talked about the Meteor.
Yes.
That a 350 is a good alternative to like a Honda Rebel, right?
I think so. I mean, I don't want to trash Honda Rebels because they're such good bikes, and it's a great place to start. But if you get a Honda Rebel 300 and park it next to an Enfield Meteor, the Enfield just seems more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a far more interesting bike.
I guess that's what you're buying, like at that price point, because we were talking about them, like, why are they so popular? It's like, well, they're affordable.
Yeah.
So at that price point,
yeah, but there's more to it than just the price.
They're kind of charming, is what they are.
They are quite a charming bike. They're very sort of old-fashioned, but they're modern as well. They've got this thing called the Tripper, and it's the Meteor. It's got this big speedo with a big chrome bezel on it, and it's really quite appealing looking. And of course, it's LED and electronic because they're going that right. But next to it is this little round dial called the Tripper. And apparently there's an app on your phone. When you buy the bike, they give you this app and you do the app. And then it works with your phone. So you program in the destination you want. And it's not like a GPS, but as you're riding along, an arrow will appear like turn right.
It's like GPS in 1984.
Almost.
Like the original.
But it's the coolest thing. You just, make a
right.
And it's this right arrow appears and you turn right.
Does it have a taco icon?
Yeah, kind of.
Taco, go right.
Well, it has fuel injection. It also had, I thought this was nice, the gear indicator.
Yes.
Yeah, just little things like that, right?
It judges you on what you're wearing. That's what a gear indicator does.
Yeah. So we got back from the test ride, and having just ridden CB 150s around Pakistan, I'm like, you don't need to have a bike
massive power
that accelerates really fast. So I was like, yeah, it's a good functioning bike. And we got back, and Jay got off his bike. I'm like, Jay, what'd you think? And he goes, yeah, it was okay, but it's underpowered. And I was like, damn it, Jay, now you pissed me off. And here's the thing, and this is kind of something I wanted to bring up. Royal Enfields aren't selling you power and performance. That's not what's on the menu. This is a brand new bike for the $5,000 to $6,000 range. They're selling you price and and function or really quality. It's a good built bike, right?
To steal from John and Emma, it's accessible style.
Exactly. They're not pitching power.
Right.
And even the Royal Enfield rep was like, oh, if you want power, give us another $5,000. We'll be glad to put it in there, right?
Totally.
And what kind of irked me is that people do this. Bikes are made for a purpose, and then people criticize it for something it's not made for. Royal Enfields are not made for power and performance. That's not what it's for. But then I went over and I was test riding a 2018 KTM 1090 Adventure, and Jay came over and he's like, so what'd you think? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty similar to what I have already, so, not going to wow me. And he said, yeah, but, KTMs, aren't they unreliable and, expensive to maintain? I'm like, damn it, Jay, you did it again. That's not what they're selling. They're not selling reliability and affordability. That's not what a KTM is selling you. They're selling you performance in spades. That's what I love about them. I don't expect them to be cheap to maintain.
But I'm going to call you on two of those things.
Okay.
Is first, you are confusing reliability with cost of maintenance, because they're two very, very separate things. I don't see KTMs as being particularly unreliable, but they are high maintenance bikes.
Yeah, it's high maintenance.
I'll second what Emma says just on some experience. So we've been in the woods a lot lately. John was on that trip to Mendocino, and there's some older KTMs, and people ride these older KTMs. I don't know how to phrase it, but with you have to sort them out a bit at first. But after that, the KTMs I've been around have been very reliable.
But all European bikes are maintenance heavy.
But they are maintenance heavy.
And that was a brand new one.
Well, they're maintenance heavy.
The brand new ones always have an issue, but after 5,000 miles, they seem to be okay.
But when I say reliable, I also mean like when my 990, when I got bad gas in whatever state I was in, and I had to get a U-Haul and take it to another state to be able to get somebody to work on it, because there's a pouch in the tank and it's a complicated thing to protect the whole fuel rail and everything,
change
right?
is like a kit, right? If you're going to oil change, it's like a kit.
3 filters. Yeah. I get it. It's not affordable maintenance.
And that applies to any European bike. And, before I feel like I'm jumping to KTM's defense. I mean, I don't have any particular extra love or hatred for KTMs. This is just how it is. But if you buy a European bike, you've always got to consider, and we've talked about this many times on the show, where is your nearest dealer?
I think, that's important. And your general support network.
Yeah, but basically, I think, so what's it? It's Emma. So price, performance, and I'm calling it quality, or I'm mixing up quality and cost to maintain, maintenance.
Yeah, because I don't think they're naturally exclusive.
Well, it's like KTM. You have a hydraulic clutch versus a cable clutch.
Let's call it reliability.
Economy.
Reliability.
I like economy. Yeah.
Okay, well, but that's what price is. But basically, you don't get all three in one bike, right? If if you want performance, the price is going to go up. And if you're getting performance with a low price, then you're not going to have reliability, right? And
So who do you think the market is for that 440? Scram 440. That's a cool sounding
for 411.
411.
I think around town riders. There are a lot. You have to remember, there's a lot of people who are solo riders who ride for function and their own freedom. They're not riding with anyone else, so they don't have to match someone else's speed or performance, right? It's a great bike for that. But even with like the KLR. Great bike. You can go around the world.
Like you're going to spend the same money. Yeah.
And it's affordable, but it's underpowered. You can't have it all.
I've never found my KTM to be underpowered because I never expected it to be like my Triumph.
You don't expect it, but that's my point I'm making is don't expect that from a Royal Enfield. Don't expect.
Well, don't get on a 400cc bike for $6,000 and say it needs more power.
I tell you
that's what I'm saying. Don't do that. I'm not chastising Jay. There's a lot of people who do that in general. There are bikes that they'll have 2, not 3 of the features.
Before we get too far ahead, I'm going to go back to what John just said. I honestly believe that Triumph have nailed it because with a Triumph, you get the exclusivity of a European brand. Nobody accuses Triumphs of being slow bikes.
Nope.
They're reasonably reliable, with a couple of exceptions.
Yeah.
And they're easy enough to maintain. I think it might be the perfect
All
match.
right. So
They're a little pricey on the front end.
Play with me here.
They can get that. They can get up there, but they're not like Ducati money or KTM money.
All right. So
Dealership network too with Triumphs. You might not find dealerships everywhere for your Triumph to get service.
all right. So let's talk about somebody name a bike that has a good quality and high performance, but high price. It's not
Define
cheap.
high performance.
Suzuki GSX S
There you
1000
go. Yeah,
GT.
or a R1 or a BMW.
Yeah, but that's not crazy expensive.
No, I'm just saying you're getting.
That's not crazy. That's true.
Well, is it over 10 grand?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 16, not 25.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
But,
it is.
Yeah, there you go.
So you've got good quality, reliability.
Yes.
You've got performance.
Yes.
You didn't get a cheap price, right?
No.
So now let's say what is something that is a cheap price and good quality but low performance? KLR.
KLR 650.
Right? So, all right.
MT-07.
Royal Enfield, what we're saying now, what is something that has a good price and good performance but no reliability or quality?
Every MV Agusta ever.
No, that's not a good price.
No, they're
No.
expensive.
That's performance and no.
Some of the
No.
Chinese bikes.
So
The
Chinese bikes.
Chinesian bikes, yeah.
Exactly. Maybe a California Scooter Company, right? You get a good price.
Although the buddies are hard.
I don't know. I'm just saying there are bikes that aren't reliable, but they
Right.
say that they're one. So is there anything that gives you all three? Is there something that is
What about
a
the-
sub $7,000 bike that has performance you could take on a track
I got it.
that
I got
also has the quality and reliability?
I got the SWM. Now, I realize we're getting into dirt, but it has all three of those.
It's
You
not
know-
sub 7, I don't think. Was it? I think it's
Yeah.
like 8.
Well,
Still, it's
they
sub
were.
10. It's
Yeah.
sub 10.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're saying sub 10,
What about I'm just throwing stuff out. DRZ
or how about just more of an all-around bike, the
versus.
Versus, right? No respect.
NC
That bike doesn't get respect. But
They should have called it the Gladius.
but when I brought that up, somebody said, but it doesn't have the performance. Wow. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's better than a KLR,
That's why I asked
Or
about
Royal
performance
Enfield.
because
but it's got good price and really good quality.
But I wouldn't take that on the BDR. I would the KLR.
But it's got good performance. I think the Versus is in that.
Yes,
There's
but
just
it doesn't
something
get the
about it.
respect because
Yeah.
it's not great
It's also not
at
pretty.
any of those,
Yeah.
which we've covered
Something
before.
about marketing.
So here's the thing I'm going to pitch. I think sooner than later, we are going to be getting all three. We're going to be getting price, like sub $7,000 bikes that perform and that are reliable. And I believe that this is coming in the Chinese invasion.
Have you seen an example?
There are examples coming.
What was that 700
So
that we were seeing at AIM? It was in the front booth. It was one of the Chinese brands.
That was Benelli.
SMS
Was it a
or
Benelli?
It was Benelli.
Yeah, what's
No, I think it was
Benelli got
SMS.
going? But yeah, Benelli SMS, they have
Yeah.
reasonable price stuff.
So this right here, there's a company called Vogue or
Is
Vogue.
that a trike?
No, this is Vogue take aim at the Honda CRF 300 Rally with a bargain
Interesting.
single. It's a Chinese company. Now, this is not in the U.S. yet. This is in Europe. But basically, they're making a competitor to the CRF 300 Rally
$4,000?
for about 2,000 pounds less
What is
than
that?
the Honda. Well, so
That's
there they say
British-
the Honda is
British
65.
pounds, darling.
GDP?
Yeah. The Honda is
some quid.
65, and this is going to be on the European market for 42.29. So from 65 to 42.
Yeah, it's a lot. So a third cheaper, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But you lose money on the resale.
Oh no, I take it
Like,
back.
you'll have no resale on that.
Not 42. No, around 36.82.
yeah.
Yeah, 36.82.
Well, can you get? I guess a big. If you can get parts,
Huge.
if you get parts, great. If you can't
Well-
get parts,
Well,
then
parts and
you're fucked.
mechanics.
Yeah.
So that's just one, and then I found another one. These are bikes that they're unveiling at like the MCN show. There's another company called Nico or Neko. Do you know that one?
They make printer cartridges
with wheels.
Yeah, the Necco NCN01 is an impressive entry into the full-size market.
Don't they make like wafers?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, right.
coat hangers.
So they're unveiling, again, not here yet. So this one, this is like a 125. It's competing exactly with the Yamaha MT125, which is pretty popular, especially in Europe where you have learner.
Right.
Why don't you
learner bikes?
just get an Atlas
whereas
Honda?
the it's 1,800 pounds less than the MT01. So here's my thing, though. We've been here before. We'll be here again. Now, Emma doesn't remember the British invasion because it came from Britain. But we had the British invasion, and there was a time where all the American companies here were dealing with these British bikes, which were harder to find. Where am I going to get parts? But they were smaller, more nimbler. We've talked about like the Jack Pine races where these Triumphs were coming in where people were racing big Harleys. And so you had the British invasion. People said the same thing about that. And
But that wasn't driven by the market. There's a huge difference. The British invasion, both with motorcycles and cars, was driven after the Second World War. And all these GIs who were stationed in Britain during the war were coming back with these little MG cars and Triumphs and BSAs and these lightweight motorbikes that often they bought very, very cheaply because they were ex-military bikes and brought them home. And then we were winning races with them. And then the industry was generated. So it was kind of the other way round. It was generated by the owners rather than the market. The owners were pushing, not the market was pushing. It's quite a difference. But we live in very different times now.
The Japanese was the opposite, though, right?
Yes.
They created their own market.
But then you also get like John Penton, who was bringing over Austrian bikes to compete against the British bikes, right?
Yes.
So you're getting the other European bikes coming in. And then we had the Japanese invasion. Then the Japanese came in. People said the same thing. They're not made well, the poor quality, poor performance, but they were affordable. And look where we are now. The Japanese bikes are globally, well, not globally, in many of the Western countries hold the market. But I'm just saying the Chinese are getting better. And Emma, you've admitted you're seeing this happen.
No, I am seeing this happen, but knowing what a reactionary bunch bikers are in general and enthusiast motorcyclists are in particular. See, let's go back to Britain. Now, I left Britain in 1994. So I would say...
Wait, 1894, you mean?
Yeah, 1894.
Yes.
If we regard the late 60s as the Japanese invasion in England. So that period from when the Black Bomber came out, which was 65 to 70, that was when the Japanese bikes were really coming on strong. And I left in 1994. When I left, so that is getting on for 28 years after the Japanese invasion, there was still a great number of my friends who would never own a Japanese bike. Never. And, these aren't people who are driven by any sort of silly racism or something like that. It's just that British bikes are the best bikes. We will ride the domestic product. An enthusiast will never ride an imported bike. 28 years on, for all I know, are still great. And we're not dealing with one or two people. There were a lot of people. When I got my first Japanese bikes, I was always British stuff, and I was, a lot of my friends were absolutely horrified. What the hell are you doing on that thing?
Was it a Kawasaki?
Yes.
Mach 3?
Not quite. I had a little one. I had a little 250, but it had 3 cylinders, though.
Nice.
But it's incremental. It's very, very slow. And when we were at the AIM show this spring and seeing the reaction to Chinese
all there was
bikes,
was Chinese bikes there.
Right, but there's still a lot of suspicion in the industry.
Well,
And I don't think they've earned They've earned the trust of people yet.
We always view it through a filter of they make cheap bikes, right?
Yeah.
And they do.
Right.
What if you bought an adventure bike from them that cost $13,000? That's what I'd kind of like to see.
How about $7,000?
Well, I'd like to see them.
$6,000. The TRK 502.
Yeah, but they're not going to compete with the quality. Like I look at stuff on those bikes, like the adventure bikes, and I'm like, if you crash this, things are going to break off. The mirror's going to break off the brake reservoir.
Right,
stuff like that.
But
that TRK is a great example because, funnily enough, I had a TRK in for a service on the ramp this week. And ostensibly, it's a great-looking bike. You get this thing, it's big, it's beefy, it's adventure, there's crash bars everywhere, there's windshields everywhere, the paintwork's nice and glossy. But then you notice things are kind of a lightweight, and it's not quite as heavy as you expect it to be. And then you take it out for a ride, and it goes okay. But, things are buzzing.
That's what I noticed. I'm like,
And,
I'm sure it's great until you have one or two hard crashes. And
I think
my
just
Honda, I pick it up and off we go. That
fold
one,
up. How many times did you crash that rally raid?
Oh, well, the Africa Twin's probably taking the hardest hits.
Right.
And, that's a lot of weight, and I pick it up and off it goes.
Yeah, that's KLR's that way for me.
Right.
Yeah, but I wonder about those Chinese bikes. They look like if you take a couple of hard headers, you're going to be...
But we're not talking about the fact that more and more stuff is being produced in East Asia. And, like what the BMW motors are made in India now for the smaller bikes. So, we're starting to get the infusion of that manufacturing either way.
Yeah.
Well, same thing with the small KTMs.
Right.
The RC390 and they have another little the 200 Duke and the 390 Duke. They're all made in India.
Yeah, a lot of the small Kawasaki's are made in Thailand.
Indian made. And the thing I like about the Indian bikes, which makes it easier for me, if I get a big KTM in and I've got to reset the service indicator, I have to go into the software and plug in my laptop, and it's a pain in the ass. If I get one of the Indian built ones in, there's always a dodge. It's always turn the ignition on, press the trip 4 times, this flashes, and bump, 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 and the lights out. Because it's designed for that market. So from an independent standpoint, I actually like the Indian-built bikes because they give me that dodge. BMW are the same way.
So, Jim, your Honda CRF 450?
450, yeah.
Let's say you sliding your foot over, your boot catches it, you put a tear in the seat.
Yeah.
How much do you think a new seat would cost for that bike?
$150.
All right. So Benelli TRK 502, $46.17 shipped to you for a new seat. So yes, it is cheaper, but it's also cheap. This is on AliExpress. They sell Benelli parts on AliExpress. Yeah. So the parts are cheaper. That's a whole nother thing to consider. If these cheaply made parts are
They're also
easy.
made by orphans in China, though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, who need money too.
Just like everything,
I'm
it
just
depends
saying,
on who's buying the bike.
I'm not defending the Chinese bikes yet. The Royal Enfield seem to have gotten the quality up there, not the performance, because they're offering price. So they're not competing is what I'm saying.
Wonder why the Chinese don't try to compete at a high level. Why don't you like a Chinese GP bike, just for conversation's sake?
Well, it took a while for Japanese to get there, though.
I mean, Emma,
they could if they wanted to.
How many companies are buying like engines from China?
Oh, quite a few.
Yeah, they're making components.
Yeah, okay.
For other people
I don't know
to
why
the specs of other
they
people.
Can make
likely they're clipping the technology.
But
they
they can't sell in a lot of the Eastern world. They can't sell a $12,000 bike.
Yeah,
they can't.
Yeah,
you're not going to in Pakistan. That's why I bought a $520 bike there. Yeah. That's a lot of money for some people.
It may just not be lucrative, right?
It's not lucrative. The market doesn't exist in those places.
Also on top of that.
So I'm just saying we're keeping an eye on it. We're going to keep watching. But I do think that some of these companies, Benelli's and the Royal Enfields, they're getting better. Royal Enfield doesn't offer all three. Right now, the Benellis aren't offering, the quality that the Royal Enfield is. But I'm saying it's coming. We're going to keep an eye on it. I think when we go to AIM Expo, we're really going to, let's dig deeper and see what we're seeing.
Are we going again in 23?
Yeah, let's go again.
Where is it this year?
It's Vegas
again.
Now, look, last time you all three ended up in a fetal position at some point. And you all, yes.
She rode us hard and put us away wet.
All three blamed me and not all the alcohol you consumed.
I blame the dude in the lobby.
Yeah, that was his fault, wasn't it?
Yeah, that guy.
That's that guy.
I'll just leave it at that.
Chupe. What's his name?
Oh, Chewy, not Chewy. Gomi.
Oh, the wild
dude, he
man.
almost fought you.
I know. Twice.
What?
Yeah.
And he's our friend.
No, he was our friend, but Gomi was this lovely character who'd been in the motorcycle industry forever, and he's one of those guys, real mild mannered, and he's a cool guy, and he's pounding alcohol, and then it's like a light switch, bang, and he wants to fight you. Oh my god!
Oh no!
Yeah. So that's it. That's it. When you're trying a bike like a Royal Enfield, or a bike that's 5,000-6,000, don't criticize it for its lack of power or for its lack of quality. You're getting what you pay for. That's all I'm saying. That said, check out Royal Enfields near you. They're growing. I think they said that they've doubled in the last 2 years or something. Their sales. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna wait with the Royal Enfield because they've just brought out the Scram, so I'm gonna wait until next year when they bring out the Blur.
Or the commentary.
So I mentioned that I also rode a KTM 1090 Adventure.
Cheating.
I am cheating. Well, here's the deal. When I was at Americade this past year,
Yes.
I test rode a KTM 890 Adventure R.
And you pronounced that the best bike in the world, didn't you?
To me, it hits all the boxes. Price aside, it has all the things.
Well, how much is that bike?
I think you're looking up at the 15 to 18 new. I'm trying to find one new.
That's
used in the 12 to 13.
That's rare air for a twin-cylinder bike.
I didn't price them out new. I've only been looking at used. There's not a lot out there, right?
Well, it's not a huge selling bike.
Well, it's a newer bike too.
Yeah, right.
It's only a couple years.
Here's the thing. To buy that, I have to sell something. And the reality is...
Kidney?
I've been falling out of love with the Africa Twin.
I know.
And...
I would argue you never were in love with the Africa Twin.
No.
You had a brief infatuation, but I don't know if there was love there.
I am attracted to it. I think it is beautiful. Those colors and the gold rims.
Captain America. Oh. No better colors I've never seen.
And you love the DCT.
And the DCT, well, I like the DCT for dirt, off-road, it was great. But the fact that I hit that truck pulling out of the driveway because it lurched on me and I didn't have a clutch to feather it, and I ended up hitting that truck and
I was there,
falling over and crushing my leg a little bit. That was a little frustrating. And I've had that happen to me a couple times where it kind of lurches, or even just yesterday when I was riding it, I did that thing where you reach forward to grab the brake, but my hand, when you're pulling the brake, has now locked the throttle in. So it's still trying to pull while I'm braking. So I have to let go of the brake to let go of the throttle because I didn't have a clutch to pull in, And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a scenario. It's pretty simple. You're just riding and you reach forward to grab the brake and squeeze, but you don't always completely release the throttle when you do so, but you have a clutch to pull in. I didn't have a clutch. So I'm like, slight predicament, use more brake, let go of the front brake, rear brake, I handled it. But I realized there are some of the shortcomings to the DCT that balance out the strengths. That said, I'm not quite ready to give up on the Africa Twin. I think I need some couples counseling.
You need counseling.
Nobody likes a quitter.
I do. And so I wanted to ask Emma.
Welcome to Emma's counseling.
If you can help me out. And if, Jim, you would play the role of the Africa Twin.
She doesn't listen to me.
So what is your best Africa Twin voice? What would that bike sound like if it was talking?
She doesn't listen to me.
That's not true. I do listen to you. I just don't have the time to ride you as much as you want to be ridden.
She always says I'm wrong.
You're not.
So I see where we're going with this.
I think it's very, very important that you both have your points heard. So I'm going to start with the bike.
Thank you.
Right. I mean, how do you feel Liza is as your operator?
I'd like to go back when we first met.
Yes.
Yeah. And
do you think Liza ever loved you?
She still does. She just gets confused. She does with all her bikes. The first time she threw her leg over, I'll never forget it.
Oh, there's so many jokes here.
I know. I'm like, just stop.
Keep going.
No, I think we are heading towards a breakthrough moment.
I think so. Well, there was a little jealousy involved with Jim's Africa Twin, but I saw it, and it is a good-looking bike, so I understand it. So, no, from the get-go, Liza could not brag enough about the beauty of my DCT transmission.
I've seen your DCT, and it's pretty great.
Which is really the core of her continued love for me, the Africa Twin DCT.
Do you feel perhaps you're a little bit big for her?
No. Whenever she gets up on her toes, it usually is a good thing.
Because you are big.
Yes, a little wide.
Yes,
wide and big. But she said that wasn't a problem.
We call that porky in the industry, darling.
She said my chub was not an issue.
Okay, I see.
No, I can still remember, like, you got to listen to this DTT. You have to try this bike, right? I can go without shifting, and it works so well. And she could drag. She bragged about me nonstop.
Now, do you think your relationship...
Do I get a turn?
No, I'm just setting the scene. Now, do you think, just like counseling, as of right now, your relationship is the same or has deteriorated from your point of view?
I think it's only gotten better over time.
There we go. We're going to leave it at that.
Well, here's... I'll just...
Yes?
Interrupt. I know there's rules. I blame the India trip.
There you go. Thank you.
India, hussy.
India?
India ruined you.
So
what India trip?
Liza. Don't intimidate me.
Who went to India?
Where's the moderator?
Liza.
I'm sorry, the Pakistan trip.
Okay, there we go.
So, Liza, you've
just pissed off all Pakistan.
I know, I pissed off everybody.
You've heard from your bike. I mean, let's go back to when you two first met.
Look,
what attracted you to that bike in the first place?
Look, first thing I want to say is it's not you, it's me. Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, no, I take it back.
I'm writing
She's
this down.
gaslighting. I'm getting
You're right.
gaslit.
Size, it's hard for me to admit this, but size does matter.
And
this is the first time I've had to admit that something might be too big for me.
Liza, in the industry, we say porky.
Okay.
Or maybe chubby, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girthy.
Yeah.
So
okay, you simmer down, Bagel. All right.
So is the Africa Twin still the bike you loved?
I love to look at it.
Yes.
But I found that I'm losing my confidence in it when I'm riding it. And here's the thing. It's top heavy, so it's hard to throw it down into turns with the same ease as I would on a smaller vehicle. And the function that it serves as an adventure bike, I'm not going on a big adventure. So it's now relegated to be my short trip bike. That's not as fun to ride as the other the KTMs for short trip bikes. The KTM 990, it gives me feelies right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not a good basis for a long-term relationship, Liza.
That is true. And the KTM is a bit harder to maintain. I get it. Here's the thing. The Africa Twin will always be there, and it'll always be ready to go. And I know that. It's reliable. Thank you for always being there and ready to go. But I feel like...
This sounds like a Dear John letter.
I feel like I just said I have a good personality.
Liza wants to be friends.
No.
But I just feel like...
No.
That it doesn't get me there. Like some of the other bikes do.
Are there some accessories you think that would get you there?
Oh. Well...
Yes.
Okay, so here's something I was thinking.
Yes.
And I don't know if it'll make a difference. I'm not ready to give up yet. I was wondering if new tires would change the way it feels.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks, because Africa Twin, there's a complaint coming up about how you actually feel. And
I feel rather hurt at the moment.
I think you should.
A little raw.
Maybe it's those ugly shoes.
Now, do you think, what would you do in terms of tires? Would you go for a more street-oriented tire?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, I'm thinking more like the stock tires, which are they a 50-50 or are they like an
Trail wings?
80-20?
So if you think back to when we fell in love,
Yeah.
yes, it was on the stock tires.
Yeah.
Back when life was simple, before you
Yeah.
started adding gizmos and gadgets and things. Yeah, the stock tires are probably 70-30. And
Yeah.
it's amazing how sticky those stock tires can be. You can get me over.
It's quite
Quite well
it's quite
with
a
the
common
stock tires.
It's quite a common problem, Africa Twin. You know, when you're dating, you're wearing the shiny red 4-inch stilettos, and now you're in a relationship. Out come the Birkenstocks.
And there's some
It's a very common problem.
the Shinko 804s, the Birkenstock motorcycle.
Look, I know that you're supposed to date the bad guy and marry the good guy, right? But why? But women are always attracted to the bad guy. Why is that?
Do you think Africa Twin is
Tori,
the bad
can
guy?
you help me with that?
Well, I'm going to say this as the wife of somebody who had an Italian girlfriend.
Dude, you're in trouble already.
I can
Paying for that, huh?
I can tell you this: the lust comes on hot and heavy, and once you realize that you've had your fun, then you can move on to something a little more adult. So, if Africa Twin is not doing it for you anymore, then you might have to.
Why can't Liza be polybikerous?
She could be polybikerous.
Are they?
So, porque no los dos? Why not get Africa Twin?
Tres, cuatro,
Oh, I have 8.
Cuatro cinco.
So 9.
diez.
Well,
So
yeah,
here's what I'm going to prescribe
Yeah.
for you, which I think may be a winning solution. I think that you should give Africa Twin another try, because there's fortitude in Africa Twin, and I think it's a very, very good bike, not without faults, but show me a bike that is faultless. Does not exist. But I think putting new shoes on the Africa Twin is definitely the way forward.
but the 890 felt
No,
so good.
you've got stars in your
It's a
eyes.
trap.
And
It is
It
a
was
trap.
light and nimble,
I've
and
noticed-
made me want to do bad things.
I noticed Liza has a difficult time staying in relationships more than
Liza does have a difficult time, and my fear as counsellor will be we will be having this same conversation in a year,
Chasing
but
happiness.
instead of you sitting there, there's going to be KTM 890 sitting there
Yeah.
with a whole laundry list of other problems. So new shoes for the Africa Twin, and
Yeah.
more in tune for what you want the bike to do, and give it a try.
I mean,
I feel like she's already moved on. I feel like she's already moved on. I think I've already moved on. I think I'm ready for a new owner. I think I'm ready for a new owner. Someone that likes to ride dirt bikes, not that stuff that stays on the pavement all day long. I want to be ridden to my full potential.
Tell me this, Africa Twin, is there anything else I can do besides new tires that might put some spice back in our relationship?
Yes. New tires. Go back to Corbin and have your seat shaped in a way that makes it more comfortable to ride. Maybe you have the low seat already. So I would say go back to, what's his name there?
Ricardo.
Ricardo. Go back to Ricardo and have him shape it so it's a little more low profile, because you like those KTM twins. So, shape it a little bit better. Back to some grippy tires, and ride it more. Just ride it more. And get the DCT sorted out, because you have been having issues lately. I will say, you were complaining when I was beating you the other day off the line.
No.
But no, I think you have moved on. I think you rode the Africa Twin, you experienced the DCT. I think at heart you appreciate a clutch and you appreciate shifting, although you're fine not. But I think the big thing with the Africa Twin is the 21-inch front wheel.
Look,
I think that's what
it
takes
just
the fun out
might
of it.
be that I'm the type of person who doesn't believe in.
No, it's your fault.
In
It's all about
long-term
you.
relationships, there's a reason I don't get married.
Yeah.
Because I like to experience something and then move on, experience
Well, you
something
can get
new.
marriage certificates with an expiration date. You can get 10-year ones now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Where you
California.
reassess?
Yeah.
Is that in Vegas?
No, it's in California. You get an ounce of weed at the same time.
However, and you actually get the expiration date, an ounce of weed, and Mickey's wide mouth 40.
So when you're done, you can fill it with gasoline and make a bomb.
Molotov cocktail.
Look, I will admit that the KTM
They have a
890
difficult
Adventure
time staying in
R
relationships.
is the hot chick in the,
It's a good looking bike.
it's the hot chick in the high heels.
I say do it.
Right?
Yeah.
That is going to be nothing but trouble.
Yes, I agree.
I get it.
I want you right now, Liza. Right now, I want you to say something nice about your Africa Twin. Right now.
I love your gold rims
Good. Anything else?
and your colors
Yes.
and you feel good when I sit on it.
There you go.
Okay.
Africa Twin, I want you to say something nice about Liza right now.
I like that she rides to food. I like that she upgraded to the heated seat. I wish she got cooling for obvious reasons. And I appreciate that Liza pretty much doesn't maintain her motorcycles, and I can be reliable for her in that aspect.
And there it is. I think this relationship is savable. All it requires is a little bit of effort from both of you.
No, I need a lumberjack now.
No, you're not going to get a lumberjack. You're going to put up with Liza and bloody well like it.
We'll put on some suspenders, damn it.
Well, thank you two for that. I am going to give it a try, but I will tell you there is something coming.
I think that's a victory for common sense.
There's something coming that might be the thing that does it for me. And that would be
The 700.
the new Transalp.
Well, we don't know whether they're officially going to call it that yet.
We don't, but there is a picture of a...
It's appealing.
Well, that's an old one.
Yeah, but why is that better than the AT?
Probably it's lighter. 700 is going to be
So-
A
lighter.
lot less power, though.
Yeah,
So
but on
Honda,
fire roads. you
Honda
know?
has officially filed the patent for a 750cc adventure bike.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Now,
A parallel twin.
Yeah, so the patent
Is that a
actually
new motor?
looks more like the CB500X, and people are speculating, is this going to be a mini Africa Twin? Is this going to be the rebirth of the Transalp, or is this going to be a CB750X?
Does it have 2 round headlights?
No.
Oh, that's not a Transalp. Don't those have the
No.
2 round headlights?
No, never
they
did.
don't?
That was the original Africa Twin.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. That's what I'm thinking of.
So Honda's going to be coming out with the middleweight adventure bike. That might be the thing that does it for me.
I think the seating position works. Absolutely.
So now when will it show up here? I don't
or
know.
if it will.
Or if it will. But the Tenere 700, I mean, look
Tiger
at
850.
everyone's having these mid-size adventure bikes. Adventure bikes kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now they're going back to the mid-size. And to me, these mid-size bikes, like that, if something from the 700 to 900 range has all the power you need. I mean, even the Versus 650 did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
The only thing, Jim, when we had our 650s and then we bumped up to leader bikes, we're like, oh, we can pass a little bit quicker on the freeway
Yeah, if
and
you're
zip
not-
around and
yeah.
maneuver ourselves in a better position.
Yeah.
But function-wise, not that big of a difference.
No, I used to take that FC6 down to LA with you, and we'd do 110.
It did everything, but there's also the wee factor,
Yeah.
which is fun. But I think on a mid-size bike, getting something, if my bigger problem with the Africa Twin is the weight, and for me, just backing it out of my driveway is a task.
Well, and picking it up. I mean, if you can lose, like when you drop those bikes in the woods, you can be on a fire road, even if more or less level, and they're hard to pick up. The times I've fallen and I'm on an unlevel thing, it's a half hour, like picking up the motorbike.
GS, it's got a lower center of gravity.
Yeah, but if you could lose like 75 pounds, that's like 75 pounds of weight you're not.
And then you
picking up.
don't have the embarrassing, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yes. Yeah.
Who are
Yeah.
you going to call?
So the Transalp is a bike that a lot of people may not be familiar with.
Well, and therein lies the problem, which is why I'm not sure whether Honda are going to go with that name, but I'd like it if they did.
Sounds very James Bond.
It does.
I'm trying to think. I don't even think I have any Transalp models in here. So I do have, I have the Africa Twin up there. I have Africa Twins over here too. The Transalp is something that, I actually have ridden one.
Are you leaving, John?
He was trying to subtly leave, but thank you for pointing that out.
Get me a wide mouth Mickey's while you're out there. Cheers, dear.
Mickey's big mouth.
I've actually ridden a Transalp. It belonged to an Australian man named Kenny, who I met in Pakistan.
Good eye, mate.
On my 2015 trip.
Better get round here.
Because they still have them. They still have them in other countries.
Yes.
But other than that, that was the first Transalp I'd ever really seen in person.
You know Henry had one.
Yeah, Henry had
Does he
one.
still?
No, he sold it.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Emma, I was wondering if you can tell us a little bit about this Transalp, because people think of the GSs as breaking the adventure riding thing, but adventure bikes have been around a long time.
Well, they have and they haven't. So, are you suggesting you would like me to do a little history hole?
Could you?
Well, I mean, the last time I took inventory in there, it's a little bit dusty because it's been a while since I've done a history hole. But I'll see what I can pop out of there. So,
whoa, ping pong ball.
So, no.
Oh, is that from that trip to Mexico? Or Vegas.
Yeah.
Are we sitting quietly?
Yes,
then I shall begin. So, no, in order to talk a little bit about the Transalp, a lot of the history is shared with the original Africa Twin, or at least at the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 1982.
Ooh.
And Honda wanted to replace the CX500, which was a 500cc V-twin, but which was very much a product of the 70s. And it'd gone through various incarnations by then. It was basically... But I think by around 81, it had got single shock rear end. It had got the ProLink rear end. It was really a silver wing. But I mean, Honda knew it was big, it was heavy. They needed something lightweight. So they came out with this rather nifty little 500cc V-twin engine. It was a lovely little self-contained unit. It was easily capable of being shaft drive or chain drive. It had a really innovative 3-valve head. So it had 2 intake valves and 1 exhaust. And the very, very first incarnation of that engine was sold in Europe as the VT500.
Hold on, there's an earthquake. No, that's just John coming into the room.
That was John's bowels.
Jesus, John, you're stepping all over my microphone.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, go ahead. No, that did sound like an earthquake. Didn't
That was the super bowel with John.
Side story real quick. Jim, so they've been doing the road construction here?
Yeah.
The giant machine that scrapes up all the asphalt,
Yeah.
they were parking across the street. I woke up one morning at 7 a.m. and my bed was shaking and I thought it was an earthquake, but I realized earthquakes make this heaves, not a steady rhythmic, and I realized it was the giant machinery they started up in front of the house was shaking the entire house in my bed.
Yeah. It happened in my house too. And my dentist did happen.
Crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry, Emma.
No,
please.
that's quite all right. So the VT500E of 1982, and that was really the starting point for a whole range of bikes. And that's genesis for, the Deauville, the Africa Twin, the Transalp, a bunch of bikes were based around that engine. Anyway, we're going to move on a couple of years. And Honda had in mind that they wanted to cash in on the adventure bike thing. Now, the term adventure bike hadn't even really been invented yet, but they were already running bikes in the Paris-Dakar. And so there was a lot of interest in bikes that you could ride on the street and ride in the dirt. And BMW had already capitalized on that with the GS models. Do you remember what GS stands for, Liza?
Grand Sport.
Gelände ist Straße. Right, Bagel?
Jawohl.
Yeah, danke schön. So anyway, they came up with this prototype, which they call the Transalp. And it was 500cc, and it mixed elements of dirt bikes and street bikes. And it was really the first time Honda had done that. They decided quite rightly that 500 really wasn't going to cut it. So it was actually introduced in 87 as a 600cc V-twin. It was actually 583cc. It was a 52-degree V-twin, which meant it was very, very smooth. Still had the 3-valve per cylinder, and it was set up like a Harley. So rather than the CX, which was across the frame, it was front to back. And the good thing about having a front to back engine, if you want to make it shaft, it's not particularly hard. If you want to make it chain, it's not particularly hard. So it's a very, very good engine to mix and match. That engine you can still buy now in the Shadow. It's a direct descendant of that engine. So it's obviously gotten a little bit bigger. But Shadows you can buy as shaft drive bikes. Shadows you can buy as chain drive bikes.
Is that the XL 600V? Is
Yes.
what they called it? Okay.
So that was the first incarnation. Its proper designation was the XL, which is Honda's designation for dirt, 600, which is the CCV for V-twin, and 1987. Now, it didn't even arrive in America until 1989, and that's quite crucial because Honda never really saw America as the market for this bike. It was always pitched as a European bike. I mean, the key's in the name, right? Transalp. It's for crossing the Alps.
I found spy footage, spy shots.
Oh, is that the new one?
Testing, and
Does that say Transalp on it?
It says Transalp.
So it looks like, now that is a very retro paint scheme on that.
Yeah,
They look rich.
so-
I found a great picture of the Greek police.
Yes.
On a,
So-
the
so
Oh,
XL
they sang that song
600.
Roxana.
But they look great.
So what we're going to do is, it started off innocuously enough as a quirky little bike. It had lots of fairings on it. It had high pipes. It had knobby tyres and sort of a 21-inch wheel and 18. It was quite a funny-looking bike. It was a little bit heavy for strictly dirt use, but it was a great little street bike. And it started off very quietly. And in the end, it became one of the longest-lasting models in Honda range. And it was produced in one form or another for 26 years, which is an amazing length of time. So,
Mostly in the 600 or 650?
it got bigger.
Okay.
So I'm going to read a timeline of what happened with the Transalp. And it really reads like how to develop a motorcycle. So it starts off 1987, that's the European launch of it. And it was unchanged 87 and 88 in Europe. Incidentally, from day one, they offered a 400cc version just for the Japanese home market. A lot of people wonder why the 400 scene is so vibrant in Japan. It's because of the licensing. A lot of people can never graduate beyond the 400cc. So the 400cc is incredibly vibrant in Japan, which is why a lot of the 500s are sold as 400s over there. So anyway,
The GB 400 was available in Japan.
and do we know what GB stands for?
Goal blamey.
Gall blimey, you better believe it. So 1989 was the first year it came to America, and it really had quite a short-lived lifespan here in America.
Yeah.
If you want a Transalp, you have to choose between an 89, a 90, or a 91 model, but an early 91 model, because mid-year they dropped it. And I think this speaks volumes about why they're in such short supply here. As bizarre as it sounds, the adventure bike market in America back then was not considered big enough to support this bike.
Because what were your options then? Like the DRs, the XLs, just your dirt bikes basically, right?
Well,
Big
when I
thumper dirt
think
bikes?
about what was being offered in England, I mean, the early 90s were my waning days in England, but of course I was in the industry, and there were so many of these things around. There was the Transalp, there was the Kawasaki, the KLE 500, which was a great bike, which was a Ninja 500 engine in an adventure bike chassis. There was the TDMs, the TDRs, the Yamahas. Yes, what are you looking at, Liza?
Available in San Jose for $5,300 is a 1989 Transalp.
And a very handsome
first
bike
year.
it is too.
Yeah.
First year for America. So
It's not Henry's, is it?
No.
power was up to a little bit when it came to America. When it was introduced in Europe, it was 50 horsepower. It went up to 52 when it came out here. 1991, and they'd already dropped it in America now. European version got a disc rear. It was drum up till that. 94, really subtle fairing changes. 96, it got a new ignition system and a new induction system, which upped the power to 55 horsepower. 97, it got another disc on the front. So it got twin discs now, but the discs were smaller. The big change came in 2000. And what it happened is they consolidated the range. And they shared an engine with... The CC was up to 650. And it shared an engine with the Deauville. No, that's a Dominator. That's something completely different. That's a single cylinder.
The
bike.
NX 650.
NX 650 Dominator.
Yeah.
So the 650 engine that was introduced in 2000 was shared with two bikes that never sold even in America, which was the Revere and the Deauville. The Revere was kind of a naked bike, but...
The Deauville I've heard of. I haven't heard of
the
Revere.
What is this Deauville you speak of?
Yeah.
The Deauville's like a mini Goldwing.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Deauville. Honda Deauville.
Yeah.
So the 3-valve engine was gone. Now it was a 4-valve engine. And from 2000 onwards, the Transalp shared a lot of its DNA with the Deauvilles and the Reveres. So as they changed, the Transalp changed. And it soldiered on. 2007, it got bigger still. It became 700. And then in 2013, that was the end. And the interesting thing about what do you think was really pitched as the replacement for the Transalp?
So it wasn't the NX. That was prior to it.
NC 700.
NC 700. That was considered the replacement for the Transalp.
I don't think of that as an adventure bike.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought so.
No.
But in Europe, you can get the VFR 800X, which is like an adventure bike with a V4 engine, which is bigger still. But so 1987 to 2013, that is an amazing run. That is an amazing run for basically a developed bike. And as Jim pointed out, the thing is with the Transalp, it's always been a favourite of the police force. Because if you want big high-speed pursuit, yes, you need a big high-speed pursuit bike. And the Honda STs are always there, and certain forces use Goldwing, certain forces use Harley-Davidson.
Beamer RTs.
And RTs are always good. But for round town, and you want something a little bit more lightweight, it was a perfect platform.
Yeah, real versatile.
When I met Kenny from Australia in Pakistan in 2015, I was like, "You're going around the world on a Transalp," because to me they were vintage bikes, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize they're still making them in the rest of the world."
Well, 2013 was the end.
Yeah, so this is 2015. It was still a modern bike.
It was still a modern bike. And if you see a 2013 Transalp and an 87 Transalp, it's obviously the same bike, just being developed. I mean, it was just this lovely linear progression. So, basically, there it is. It's one of the longest lasting models in the Honda lineup, and obviously you exclude things like the Passport, but it just was this innocuous start. And that's why I'm a little bit cynical when I think of Honda putting the Transalp name on it, because it's not a name that means a great deal to Americans. To Europeans, they get all excited about it because it's a very important bike in Europe. But in America, what the hell's a Transalp? Most people have never heard of it.
Well, and here's a question. I want to go around the room, and including Bagel, and ask everyone what their guess is. Is this bike going to be called a Transalp, a CB750X, or an Africa Twin? Would they call it the Mini Twin? I'm not sure what they call it. It still is going to be, it looks like it's a twin.
It absolutely will not be called the Africa Twin. I can tell you that right now, because the Africa Twin is a flagship model.
All right.
And Honda do not. That would be like, gosh. I mean, what's Honda car's absolute flagship, the top of the range with a Honda?
The Accord?
Yeah, I suppose.
Well-
You're not going to call a Civic a Mini Accord.
No.
So here's the thing. I mean, in this spy shot, they're calling it Transalp, but that doesn't mean it's
That
locked
might
in.
just be for Europe, though.
Sure. So knowing that this was a bike that was in Europe and Australia, and I don't know about, I assume Asia for decades, what will they call it here in the States?
Does the new one have the V twin?
If
No.
it comes to the States.
It's a twin
parallel. It's parallel.
Parallel twin.
Parallel twin.
That's a big difference. Eh?
What do you think, Bagel?
I think they're going to call it the Transalp because number one, everybody who's all getting excited about this is already calling it the Transalp, so it would be foolish for them to not call it that. And I think that there's enough cachet in that name where even though it's not that well known here, I think it's something that would become very popular very quickly, especially if it's a great bike, which I'm assuming it would be from Honda.
I will counter that. I think it's going to be the CB750X Transalp in lowercase. And I'll tell you why. Honda launched two bikes with a great deal of fanfare a handful of years ago. And that was the Monkey and the Cub.
I love how you say that.
One has been a roaring success and one has been a wet fish. Largely because of how they originally were perceived in America. The Monkey is a runaway success because everyone fondly remembers
People
the
love
Monkey.
them.
The Cub, which is arguably the better bike of the two, hasn't sold well because nobody's touchy-feely about that name in America. Now, in Europe, it's very, very different. So, I think Transalp will appear on it, but I think I can see in Europe it being the Honda XL CB750X little lettering, Transalp big lettering, and here in America, CB750X big lettering, Transalp little lettering.
And I will counter that, and I'll tell you why. I think it will be called the Transalp because here in the States, the CB500X is a street bike with street mag wheels and does not have a 21-inch front wheel, right?
Right.
This new bike has a 21-inch front wheel and spoked. It is truly meant to be an adventure bike. The CB500X is a street bike that you can get a rally kit for.
Can you get that in the States?
The rally kit?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get the rally kit for it, yeah. But it's an aftermarket.
Right.
So the CB500X street bike, that's why I think it's the Transalp, because the Transalp is a proven name in adventure bikes. Anyone else want to take a shot at what they think?
Well, I think they're going to want to differentiate it. You know, if you look at the 2023 Africa Twin, it's an 1100, so they went bigger CC bike, so it's a bigger bike. But it also has a low seat height, I think, compared to the earlier ones. But I tend to go with they're going to want to differentiate, and I think they've done that with that name. I mean, because what are you going to call it, Africa Twin Mini? Like the V-Strom, you're going to call it like a V-Strom. It's going to be
V-Strom,
some like
Tenere. They're using those on different sizes, right?
Yeah. But I don't. I'm going with Transalp. I just think it markets well. It has
But
a ring
hang
to it.
on.
It differentiates it from the Twin.
You just hang on.
Why are you pointing at me? He's the one talking at you.
No, you just said it.
Yeah.
What's the big Yamaha called?
Tenere?
No.
T7.
No. The
T7.
big Yamaha.
Super Tenere.
Oh, the big one.
It's the
Super T, yeah.
It's the Super Tenere.
Yeah.
It's the Super Tenere.
If we had a super African, then we could call it the African.
Because
Does that make sense?
from day one, the smaller Yamaha was always the 10. It started off as a 600cc single and then became a 660 and so on and
those
so
are
forth.
just nicknames.
But it was the Tenere.
Well,
It
look
was
at the
written on the
BMW
tank.
GS. They come in how many
It's all
different
gibberish.
configurations?
Fucking
I'm just
gibberish.
saying.
But
Yeah.
it's not like they're pinching the Tenere name, for the big one. It is the Super Tenere. Whereas the Africa Twin is a standalone model. It's always been a flagship model.
You don't have to call it super. We know it.
Josh, you want to weigh in on this?
Well, I was going to say, even though we didn't get the Transalp here for very long and it wasn't known at the time well by American buyers, anyone in the adventure space today knows of it and they know that lineage. And it's common for American buyers to lust after the bikes that we don't get. So keeping the Transalp name means that we're finally getting that forbidden fruit that they haven't brought
yeah, that's
here.
an interesting take.
Fruit
Yeah.
Index.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean,
That's what I meant to say.
look at the
Spicy.
look at the Tenere
That's a spicy
7.
meatball.
How
Yes.
long did we not get it here?
Right.
And the American buyers were lusting after it. They finally brought it here, and they can't keep them in the showrooms.
That's right.
All right.
So I missed out. What name is it going to be called?
It's going to be the Transalp.
Okay.
The film of crevice.
You lose, Emma. We win.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be called the Transalp. I was going to say the emphasis was going to be on the subject.
Transalp was in your
Emphasis
name.
on the syllable.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I don't think any of that's going to matter when the Chinese invasion hits.
Oh, please.
Well, I mean, John, you were looking at bikes on Amazon,
For like $1.380.
like ridiculous prices. I'm just saying. I mean, do you think Benelli will get a player in this mid-size range?
They already got one.
It's-
TRK 750.
There we go. And how much does the TRK 750 cost? Yeah,
7-ish, right?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
I'm just
I
saying.
just don't
it's
think
getting interesting.
But the Chinese models, until I'm sure that I can get someone to work on it and I can get parts reliably,
Well, and they've been out
I'm
for.
going to buy it.
We've
And
been
it-
having this conversation for years.
yeah.
Right.
And they're still not there.
And as somebody in the industry, whenever somebody says, "Oh, I've got a Chinese bike I want you to work on," I'm like, "Well, hang on, let's get down to brass tacks here. Number one, what do you want me to do to it? Scheduled maintenance or diagnostic? Well, scheduled maintenance. Do you have an oil filter? Yes. Do you have an air filter? Yes. Okay, come on down. Do you have an oil filter? No. Do you have an air filter? No. Get those parts for me, then bring it down to my shop." And it's really that, because as I say to them, I said, look, you're going to get them from the same source as I am. In fact, you can probably get them quicker than me. And rather than have your bike sitting down here for a month while we're waiting for parts, you can just ride it.
I mean, you kind of look at Royal Enfield and how hard it's been for them to gain traction. And they're starting to do it, but now they're building out the dealer network. And
Well,
you know.
and what do
So-
people always do to sell bikes? They race them, whether they're street or
See, and
dirt.
that's why
So
Royal
when you're
Enfield's
gonna
doing flat track.
Yeah, and when are you going to see Chinese bikes racing?
Right.
What's that program, Liza, with the girls? And
Ready to Race.
Ready to Race, yeah.
Build train race.
Or
Yes.
build train racing.
By
Field Train Race.
BTR.
See, that is great.
Yeah.
Well, and
Such a great move. And those bikes are competitive. I was in Daytona and they were up there. I was
All
surprised.
right, so we don't know what this new, we'll call in it Transalp price. What do you think price will be for this
Well,
midsize?
I mean, how much is a 10.7?
So I'm looking at a 10.7 cost $10,300.
Ooh, I thought they would try to come in under 10.
The T7.
But I thought
And
the
they
10.7
are
was under 10.
hard
so-
unobtaining them right now. So many people want them.
I'm going to say 11 grand and up for that,
that's
for the
a
750. I think
750, it's a lot of dough.
So if we look at the Africa Twin versus the Super 10, Super 10's a lot more money than an Africa Twin. A Super 10 is a very highly optioned Africa Twin. I think it's going to be the other way round with the smaller one. I think the Honda's going to be more expensive.
So,
And I think the Honda's going to come in about 11.
all right.
Because now
so,
you're pushing KTM prices. Not quite, a couple of grand cheaper probably.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now-
no, because she said that KTM she was doing was looking at one like 16, 17 grand.
Yeah, but that is all the beans. It's
Yeah.
all. So now, I haven't found a confirmed price, but a rumored price for the Benelli TRK 750,
7.
$775.
So 8.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out the door, it'll
So
be
it's
like
like,
8.5.
So $3 grand more for
Well, I'm
a
just
Honda
saying-
makes sense.
you're looking at the Honda, the Tenere 700, and this Benelli for a few grand less.
I'm buying the Honda.
Yeah. Crashed the Benelli a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm buying the Honda. So I see him in the wild, you know.
Maybe. I'm just saying. So here's my question. If it's the little brother / sister of the Africa Twin, is it still cheating?
Yes.
You can't bang somebody's little sister and say it's not cheating.
Well, you know.
I thought Dr. Emma already prescribed something to you.
Yeah, no, she's not going to take my advice.
More therapy, it sounds
know.
like.
I don't
Yeah, I think I prescribe more therapy.
I think she needs one-on-one therapy.
$700 a session.
That's cheap.
Yeah, I think it's a bargain.
So I wanted to get
Is this
in.
on bike therapy?
You got to leave, Jim?
I'm going to bounce. Yeah,
All right, see
yeah. Turn into a pumpkin.
Cheers, Jim.
Great that you guys having you guys here.
Pleasure meeting you.
I look forward to your racing career. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, cheers, everyone.
Goodbye.
Nice meeting you too. We'll see
See you later.
I actually wanted to get into Josh and Tori and a bit why they're here and what they do.
Well, they're here because they're cool.
They're here. Well, actually, we need to do a couple of little shout-outs today, don't we, Emma? We had quite a few visitors at the shop
Yes,
today.
we did.
First one was my friend Jason, who came to drop off some nice gear, right, on his Africa Twin. Yes, exactly.
They get along.
Fushi came by today. We also had Chris from Ohio.
Yes, Chris was cool.
Yeah. He's
So
like,
let me-
I met you at Vintage Days.
So
Oh.
let me tell you how I met Chris at Adventure Days. So there's this steady stream of never-ending traffic, the motorbike traffic that goes from the campgrounds up to the racetrack, and it's like a river.
Yeah.
And so I'm riding. I can't remember what I was riding. I think I was on the big wheel.
Yeah.
The Yamaha big wheel. And so I'm riding up there, and I hear from the crowd, Emma! And Chris comes steaming towards me with this giant bottle of gin, and he thrusts it into my hand, and he says, "Oh, you're the greatest, Emma," which ingratiated him to me immediately.
Is that what causes you to pass out under the bus?
It was part of it. So
The gym or the compliments?
bit of both, darling. So I invited him to the campground that night, and we quaffed and quaffed again, and got terribly drunk.
Yeah, and last summer or this summer, he came by again. So he's a fixture there. So he showed up. He's came out here to California and rented a Harley and has done
He had a cool trip.
like 1,000 miles riding around
Yeah, it was awesome.
California, all over desert and Yosemite, and so that was a great surprise. And then we also had Jason and Heather came by today on their bikes to come check it out. They're also local that heard about us. And then, of course, Josh and Tori showed up.
Yep.
So you guys are from, as we said, Northerer, California. And
Northerer.
Actually, more Easterer.
Easterer. Well, everything is east from here. The ocean's right here. So, I will admit,
you've got
though,
a couple
there's
blocks west you could still go.
Yeah, I know. I will admit, though, that there is a whole lot of California east of here we don't know much about.
Oh, I do. I live there.
You live?
I lived in Central Valley. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a wonderful place with wonderful people.
So
Just too hot.
So you guys are on a special trip right now.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating?
Our 15-year anniversary.
Yay! It was my anniversary
I'm just
yesterday, too,
curious,
by the way. Shout out,
Happy
Melissa.
anniversary.
Has there been any marriage counseling?
No.
None.
Oh,
Really?
see?
God bless you.
Doesn't work, Emma.
That's the reason I'm still married.
So you guys have been doing a whole tour going around. You said you went to Yosemite? No,
we went.
No, that was Chris. You went to San Francisco.
We went to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Tori's portion of the trip, we went to the Legion of Honor for a fashion exhibit.
Oh, yeah.
And spent a good part of the day yesterday there, and we caught a Sharks game last night, which was fantastic.
Was that her portion or your portion?
It's both of ours.
Live hockey is so much fun.
I will admit,
So
I
much
go
fun.
for the food.
I don't know anything about the game, but it's so much fun.
I go for the food.
Us either.
She's just as likely to, jump up and kick his ass as, the next person that's, 5 beers in.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. And then today we got up, went to the aquarium in Monterey, and that was
cool.
fantastic. And then my portion of the trip is we came here today.
Yay!
The perfect weekend.
Yeah.
A little
Very
bit
good
for
weekend.
everybody.
Exactly. He said, I want to stop by this shop. It's this podcast I've been listening to for years, and I'd like to stop by and donate some things. And I said, oh, okay. And so we walked up, and I'm thinking, oh no, what's going to happen here? And then I met all of you, and you're wonderful, and I'm going to take Emma home.
Okay.
Ah.
Who's going to feed my cat?
You're not the first one who wants to take Emma home.
I was going to say, Emma, she would take your cats too.
Yes.
So you get to hang out and kind of see. I think you saw how the podcast kind of happens.
Yeah.
because we just sit around talking about stuff all the time.
One of the things we're proudest of with the podcast, and sitting here and actually seeing it come together, it's always been very, very spontaneous. We never work to a script because we never want to be restricted to that. I mean, even my history holes, I have the basic notes, but I just flesh it out. And that's what we do with the podcast. We have a very, very vague idea. Liza comes up with content, and we say, okay, well, how much time is this content going to take? It's going to take about 40 minutes. So we'll devote that to that, and then that to that. And that is the only preparation that we actually go into the podcast with. Now, behind the scenes, Liza is doing an amazing amount of work.
Well, but the reality is there are these conversations happening like what we have here.
Right.
Just out there in the garage amongst people. You saw there were many conversations. Yuri and Douglas and Charlie and Mike and Knock were here. Like there's people everywhere.
It's a very fluid environment. I think that's what people enjoy the most about the podcast.
Yeah.
Or that's what I hope they do.
And it's like if you could be a fly on the wall in the garage and listen to the conversations. That's how we started this.
It feels very organic being here, how it happens. It is just like a conversation with people that you've known for 20 years talking about motorcycling. So it's been fantastic. And I was a little nervous walking up since I'd never been here, never met anyone. But I knew just from listening to, the podcast weekly that, we'd show up and be like, hey, and everyone else would be like, hey, come on over. So it was exactly that. We started walking up and Liza, you looked at us and you're like, how's it going?
Get them a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instantly felt at ease. So thank you.
Well, you didn't look like the cops or the HA. So
if only you knew.
So, and Josh, you do bike things for a living.
So yes, not only do I commute year-round, rain or shine on a bike, because it's kind of my passion, but I actually am also a CMSP instructor, so I've been teaching for about 6.5 years.
Is that your full-time gig?
Nice.
No, it's weekend gig.
Okay.
Some months are crazier than others, so I've been tapering it off because I would like to do more bike things outside of work. So I'd like to go on more adventure rides and more touring, and hoping to get a racing license and start racing in one of the local series or two of the local series. And so it's hard to do when you're working 7 days a week.
You might be racing against Charlie.
If depends on what class.
Yeah.
He's in the 400.
I'm going to be on a 300. So
don't they run the 3 and 400 ninjas together?
No,
not anymore.
Because the 400s
are blowing them away.
Yeah, they just have.
Well, you'll race against Micah if she races.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
There you go.
I have the handicap there still because
Mike's gonna kick your ass.
That's not a handicap. It's more loving for it to go around.
Oh yes, it is.
And then we haven't even established. Oh, Emma, do we know what kind of bikes he has at home? I think you said you have multiples. Don't say what they are.
You asked about the bike I'm going to be racing.
Well, I know what you're racing
we know that,
on.
Yeah.
But we don't know what bikes he rides. Let's each take a guess. So Bagel, just to get you up to speed, we know that he races the is it not a Ninja?
The R3.
Yamaha R3.
Yeah, the R3. That's right, the Yamaha R3. But we have no idea. We have not been given any clues other than he is a instructor, what he rides. And Bagel, he doesn't appear. Wait, what's on his T-shirt?
You're never gonna guess.
Okay. It's a dude, right? I can't tell what it is.
It looks like
it's a rocket.
It's a someone riding a rocket with handlebars.
Okay. Bagel, he is not wearing flip-flops, so I think we can rule out scooters. And he's not wearing leather boots, so I think we can rule out Harleys.
Yeah, there's no black on him at all.
And he is not got a lot of tattoos.
Not zero that I can see.
No ink.
And he's not wearing a do-rag.
So no Harley.
Bagel, do you need any other visual clues?
MV Augusta.
Oh, you're just going for it. Okay.
Wow.
That is a fantastic
guess. Close guess.
So that was a big hint.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. We all need to guess.
But not true.
Oh, okay. So, and you have 5?
4.
4 bikes. Okay. Is that including the 300?
One. Yes.
Okay. So
you have 3 that we don't know about.
There are 3. Are they all street legal bikes and are they running?
They're all street legal. One is in pieces.
Okay, but they're all street legal bikes. Okay, Emma, we're trying to get the closest to what his daily rider might be.
So I know a lot of instructors, and most of the instructors that I know, in fact, all of them have this love of large capacity, big, quick bikes. So I'm going to say one of your bikes is a Connie 400.
Oh, what? A what? Don't confirm or deny. What?
A Connie?
400?
No, 1400.
Oh, I was like 400.
Oh, I heard 400 too.
So
Yeah.
a concourse, a newer concourse.
A Connie 1400.
Okay, well, so is that a yes or no? Okay.
No. Okay.
Not
All
a
right.
bad bike. Not a bad guess.
John, you want to take a guess?
Yeah, so she got all excited when you said MV Augustus. So I'm thinking Italian.
Exotic.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. And you like going off of what she said? I'm thinking some sort of a Ducati, probably a 1200 Monster.
Ooh.
You were right with Italian, but not with Ducati.
Yeah, well, we got to tell you gave that clue to her. But I'm also looking at John. He's got about the same inseam as you, maybe.
Yep.
So I think that rules out the tall Italian bikes.
Liza,
Yeah.
you've never had to really struggle for a tall bike.
No.
When you're short, like me
Yeah.
and John are,
Yep.
every bike is tall. So
Exactly.
Well, and also there was a Ducati
there was a multistrada out front.
multistrada out front that you didn't run over to go greet. So
I've been on multistradas before.
So I don't think it's a multistrada. So I'm gonna have to go.
Can we just give him a hint?
No.
No.
This is fun for us.
Bagel, what did you say again?
I said an MV Augusta.
Yeah, so
But I have an idea.
going to go with a Moto Guzzi. Now I got to name one. God dang it! What are they called?
Can I give it to you?
Is it Bravo?
The Grezzo.
Grezzo?
No.
Oh, okay.
MVs are Guzzi's are too finicky.
Yeah, okay. Fickle.
They need a lot of
Okay, so now we're down to Aprilia.
love. Yeah, there's one you haven't thought of.
Bagel has a guess, I think.
Go ahead, Bagel.
Well, I was going to guess Aprilia. Trying to narrow down a particular model, but I'm not that familiar.
I think he
enough
just
with
said
them.
it's not an Aprilia. Emma.
But it's not. Okay.
It's another motorcycle. What did we miss?
Well, I ruled out the Ducati Multistrada, and you said Ducati.
Yeah.
We said Moto Guzzi. We said Aprilia.
So it's not a Guzzi.
They're never gonna get it.
They
Really?
won't. They won't.
No, she will.
No, we're never going to get
this-
it.
oh,
We're
yeah.
never going to get it.
So what is the other Italian? There's one we're missing.
Kajiva.
Could you? Ooh,
No,
that's a little too old.
No,
that's too
that's
tall.
going
so-
way back there.
My current commute bike is
Okay.
a 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Just tell them what color it is.
No.
That'll help them out.
What color? What shade of yellow
red,
it is?
It's not yellow.
Red,
It's not red.
white.
Oh.
So it is.
Are you just going to tell them?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
put
just
us out of
tell
our
us.
misery.
I ride an Energica.
What?
Oh.
And earlier I had to stop myself from telling Emma that everything European is high maintenance because my Energica is super low maintenance.
Oh,
Nice.
which model do you have?
We had no idea he was a wackadoo.
Is it
Well, I think we're being kicked out now.
Yeah, you are.
It's a Eva Rebelle,
Yeah, Rebelle. Okay.
and
Nice.
I loved the shocking blue on the SS9. So I have the only Eva Rebelle with shocking blue.
Is that the same model that
Nice.
Morgan rides?
I don't
No,
know
I
which
think-
one he has.
No, he's got the oh gosh, which is it? It's quite an older model now. It's not the
Well,
Ego.
They have
Yeah.
3 models. They've had 3 models until this year. They have the Ego, the Eva, and the SS9.
I think it's the Eva that Morgan's got.
yeah,
So
I have
what,
an Eva.
what are the other bikes in your garage?
So I have my last commute bike, which I'm trying to sell, is a Kawasaki Z1000.
Oh, okay.
That's a good bike.
Yeah, nice bike.
My R3 was my commute bike until
Yeah.
I went down at Laguna Seca last year.
Wow.
And it was, I needed something by the end of the week to get
Yeah.
back and forth to work. And I found a high mileage Z1000
Okay.
dirt cheap on Craigslist and bought it within 24 hours of crashing. And it's a fantastic bike.
It's still running.
It still runs great.
Yeah, that's great.
It has got 136,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
That's like knock territory.
properly maintained, those Z1000 engines, they will go on. I mean, the keys with anything is keep them fed with oil.
They're low stress engines because it's detuned from their Ninja race bike from the era, and they've put in a softer cam so you don't rev it out to redline all the time. So you cruise down the freeway at low RPMs, but it's got lots of torque. But I just love the electric.
Oh, I have a question for you, and she hasn't been prepared for it, so hopefully you can just handle it and explain later. What's your up the butt bike?
She actually knows. It is actually my Energica.
Oh,
Yeah. I've been
saying it wrong. It's Energica.
I've been following the electric bikes for over a decade.
Oh, okay.
And I watched them race years ago. They did like a
the one at Laguna Seca?
Yes.
Where you didn't know who won because at some point they all had broken down. Yes.
And the lightnings were just the funnest to watch go by.
Was this
the
like
noise they
10 years ago?
I want to say it was like 2000.
It was like 12 years
2008?
ago. It was a long, yeah.
It was
yeah. That was one Kenyon was at. And it was crazy.
They had, multiple models and bikes, and none of them were competitive with each other.
No, but they had like batteries overheating and computers glitching out, and all the bikes had to stop and then restart, and you had no idea who was leading.
And all the mechanics were wearing white lab coats and had extremely large foreheads.
Yes.
So, and I think there was Bramos back then. And,
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're not there yet. I won't be able to commute to work on one for several years. So I've been watching them for years. And,
How far's your commute?
I do 30 miles each way each day.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
I
perfect.
can do round trip on a single charge, and where I work, they have a free charger.
Hey.
Nice.
So what I was spending in gas on the Kawasaki is paying my bike payment right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like commuting for free almost.
Well, and Tori, are we allowed to say what you do for a living?
Yes, you are. Would you like me to say it?
Yes.
I am a licensed funeral director and licensed embalmer in the state of California, which makes me your local mortician.
Yes. Okay, when she said this, I was like, I have so many questions.
You should have been here on Halloween.
Everybody does.
Right?
So many questions, but they're not, I think, they're not the usual questions, are they?
You'd be surprised, but
So-
no, they're not.
It's been years since we covered this, but do you remember, were you here, Emma, when we talked about biker funerals?
No.
I think it was predates you. Do you remember that, Bagel?
Yeah, a long time ago
We talked about biker funerals, and there are some people who, when they die, they want to be not just buried with their bike, but they also want to be viewed with their bike. You've heard of this story?
I have, indeed.
And I remember, there's a old dude in a giant glass case mounted
on his Harley.
On his Harley as it's being lowered in, and I weep for the bike every time because I mean, oh, Tori, you can probably tell us what can we expect to happen to that bike over the next year?
Well, it's going to get very wet.
Yeah.
And very muddy and very stinky.
Even though it's in a sealed case?
Even though it's in a sealed
So things
case.
are going to liquefy
especially.
and drip down over it.
They will.
We can actually go back. This was actually a thing that I want to say it was in Chicago. Back in 1957, they buried a brand new car
Oh, yeah,
in a sealed case.
Yeah.
And of course,
I
the
think it was
water got in.
Oklahoma.
Yes, exactly. So we can expect the same thing.
They're never sealed cases.
Yes.
Yeah,
In
not for
fact,
long.
where is it? They just uncovered Salt Lake City, the Mormon temple, the LDS temple there.
Right.
And there's a giant statue of
Moroni?
Morona, yes, on top of a giant ball. And that ball, which is about, I think, 4 or 5 feet high, is a concrete time capsule that they had put stuff in and sealed. But turns out the concrete is not as waterproof as people
it's
think.
not.
Very porous.
And yes, exactly. And that basically all the books and stuff they put in there were just sponges. So I don't know that anyone really has come up with the perfect waterproof case. But even if in this case, if they did, other than organic things dripping down on the bike, there's nothing acidic. There's nothing It's just it's going to cause rust in there, right?
Well,
corrosion.
Do remember that the human body has a lot of water in it.
Yeah.
So embalming does not remove all of that water necessarily.
Oh.
And embalming does not guarantee that you're killing 100% of the bacteria in your body.
Oh, and the embalming fluid, is that going to be destructive to the bike as well?
It could potentially, as the liquids in the body attach to the fluid and then leak. And I apologize to anyone if this is very disturbing.
No, we want all the details.
But we're going on with
we
this.
want to know.
But if the fluids in the body attach to the chemicals that are already in the body, they're going to leak out and they're going to take the embalming fluid with them.
So that bike, you're killing the bike.
You're killing the bike, 100%.
You're basically turning it into an underground terrarium.
But
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I have a request, Tori, that when I shuffle off my mortal coil, I want to be turned into a lampstand. So you could actually have the bulb coming out of the top of my head and put the shade on.
Is there anywhere that it is legal to do that?
That's a
don't wanna
good
know.
question.
I don't see any problem with it at all. In fact, I will leave it in my will.
Yeah,
So
I've got room for you right there in the corner.
If anybody wants an Emma lampstand
So
in the next 20 years
Can you
or so.
like tape some Emma's little idioms and then we can like press the tape?
Well, no. What I could do is make recordings.
There you
and
go.
I could have like this pull cord coming out of my belly.
That's
and you
exactly
could
what I was
pull it.
Wait.
Give it the beans, darling.
wait, can't we just
would
put
be
a
awesome.
clapper in you?
Well, I was going to ask where the pull cord was actually going to come out of.
Oh,
That's a very there could be a choice
yeah,
depending on which.
There's a few candidates there, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So here's the question I had. And I know that there have been funerals and viewings where somebody is not in a casket. They're on a motorcycle for a viewing. You heard of one in Puerto Rico, was it?
Correct.
There was like a younger guy. He was in his 20s, I think, and he wanted to be posed on his bike. I was curious, how does one go about doing this? Is there like metal things thrust into like an internal I don't know. I wanted to know how would you go about doing that? If Emma had put in her wishes that her viewing would be mounted
On Rufus.
How would you go about preparing the body?
Rufus is a sport bike, so he's it's kind of a pro riding.
Grab the like yellow bike behind you. That'll do. The yellow and black one. Yeah. Pretend that she wants to be mounted on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's close to Rufus.
Okay, so this is what I'm holding here is a Suzuki GSX-R.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a similar vintage to Rufus.
It's a sick jixer.
Yeah, so riding position is similar.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
What would you do to prepare the body?
So what I would do is I would actually build a frame, probably out of PVC pipe, so that it's not porous. And we would, during the embalming, we would actually form the body to the bend in the way that we would need Emma to bend to get her on top of Rufus.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you'd have to bend the knees?
Correct.
Oh.
Correct.
Because rigor mortis wouldn't let you, because it'd be all like crunchy.
No,
and
but
shit.
then the rigor mortis ends.
Yeah, so during the embalming process, if rigor mortis is still present, we actually massage the body to get that out of you.
Oh, a final massage.
So you get a final
wow.
massage, and we'll even bathe you.
And do I get a happy ending?
Oh, maybe.
That's where the lamp cord comes in.
Then we would put you onto the body or onto the motorcycle fully dressed with that pipe frame on there to keep things nice and rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So the question is, though, would you have a helmet on?
Well, of course you'd have to.
Well,
but
it wouldn't be close
Hold
face.
on. How do you? So the pipe frame is within the clothes.
I would say it's within the clothes.
Okay.
Are we wearing gear or clothing?
Gear.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to be naked, just with like boots and a helmet. So
You have to put the pipe in a different place, huh?
I think you'd have to kind of slit open my limbs and kind of insert.
I don't think we would do that.
Wow. I mean, like this wasn't a weird topic. You just took it really weird. Okay, so how would you so the hand around the grips? Would you have to shape it in that? And you said that after embalming, it will somewhat hold that shape.
That's correct. So as we're embalming, we would actually probably get a nice PVC pipe, or I think you guys probably have plenty of handlebars around here I could borrow.
Oh yeah.
That's much like Jocelyn Snow when she had her broken finger set. She took in a grip, or Mike when he had a cast put on. Last week he was talking about this, and he had a ride, so he had his cast shaped to the grip.
Exactly. So we would probably put those around as kind of a temporary holding until the embalming fluid had its time to set up the tissues. And then when it would be time to put Emma onto Rufus, we would simply take that out and put her onto Rufus and put the handlebars.
How do you support the head to keep it from drooping down? Can you imagine if Emma was on display and her head just started to nod?
It'd be like she was taking a nap here. It's
like,
that happens here all the time.
Oh no!
Well, no, isn't that what they say at the best funerals? Only sleeping. Only sleeping.
Oh my God, darling. She's dead and she's still falling asleep on us. So how
tired after a long squawk.
Oh my God, how would you support the head?
That's a good question. I think we'd have to see what shape that her head is in. if we could maybe have it.
It's in a helmet, remember? So you could probably.
Oh, and see, now we're adding more weight.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but you're also adding something to tie to, though.
True, that's true. We'd have to have the make and model of the helmet before we could actually make a complete calculation. But we could certainly tie something to the helmet, and then maybe find an anchor point down the back, or even maybe further down the body.
The other thing
to
is
that lamp cord.
The other thing
there
is,
you go.
She's a horrible slouch. So I would love for you to correct her posture.
There is nothing wrong with my posture, darling.
So I'm going to say, what about a metal brace shaped along her back with some straps around her torso that goes up to the head, and then you could just drill some holes into the skull and screw it in, right?
Well, we wouldn't drill into the skull, but maybe we could put like a collar around her.
Could you have her hand up in the reverse V, like for victory?
Oh, certainly, we could do that.
And then you could have a little string that you can move my hand up and down.
So no, but honestly, so you would that be defacing the body to put screws in to support it?
Correct.
Or to put in an internal support system, that would be defacing?
Yeah, so technically as a licensed professional, I am held by the Cemetery and Funeral Code, and so I'm not allowed to mutilate a body in most purposes. So I can embalm a person, I can cut into them to get embalming fluid into them and to make sure that they're viewable. But in order to set them up like that, that does actually skate the line of, am I mutilating somebody's body for fun, entertainment, or am I being directed to by the family? I'd rather do it in a way that we're not cutting into the body. More holes equals more leakage.
So,
right.
Oh, okay. So here's a question. I just want to know if I could put this in my request. I would like, when I die, for the viewing in the casket, I would like my hand to be in the middle finger up, and I would like fishing line attached to the top of the casket. So when the casket door is open, my hand comes up. Is that okay?
So fun fact, I actually have embalmed people with their hands formed down to have the middle finger showing, so that as they're laying in the casket, they're flipping the bird to anybody that walks by. And that has actually been a request I've done twice.
But turning them into a puppet?
We can do that.
Yes!
We can do that.
Oh my gosh,
And
I
that's
love that.
The problem is how many times are we going to open your casket?
Yeah, I know. Dude.
It's the ultimate inside joke.
It's a party trick. Everyone's going to want to. No. Just go up and open the casket and say your goodbyes. It's
cool.
okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yes. Can we have a camera that takes a picture each time the casket opens?
No, I don't know if we want to see it every time it opens.
So, actually, I
Camera inside the
have
casket.
a semi-serious question. In the absence of any request from the deceased or the deceased family, do you do any research about what this family were like? And if we use Liza as an example, let's say Liza came into you. There was no request from her, no request from her family, and you were just presented with this body. So it's your job to embalm them and make them look presentable. So you'd be presented with a woman in her 50s, so naturally you'd put her in a nice dress and you'd make her up and do her hair nice, because she wouldn't know.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying, but what
Hair
we will
extensions.
do is we get the call that somebody has died. So we come and we peel Liza from underneath the Africa Twin, and we take her back to the mortuary. We would then call her family and say, what do you want us to do? Embalming is not required by law in the state of California.
No, you need to call the misfits. Let's just make that clear.
Okay, very good. Very
And so
good.
we would get the choice of how Liza
Look,
looks.
Indeed, you would.
This whole conversation is moot because I want to become a root ball.
A root ball.
A root ball.
Like in 6
do
feet
that.
under.
You could be RuPaul.
No, a root ball.
Like in 6 feet under.
Absolutely
You mean?
doable. Absolutely
Yeah, no, they
doable.
do that now. Do you know about that?
Yes, they do. They give you a mushroom suit too if you want it.
That one is too weird. Okay.
They can liquefy you if you want.
Yes, I know.
And composting.
There's so many new things.
Wow.
So, but you have never shaped somebody onto a motorcycle.
I have not.
Well,
Not
do you
yet.
want to?
If somebody wanted to, could they contact you?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So send us an email at motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com if you would like to make plans for your
This might be a
forever
whole new
after.
business for you.
The only thing is, please don't send a bike to its death. That's the only thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could set them up on the viewing and then sell the bike on eBay.
Right.
Yes.
I would have no issue whatsoever about sending Rufus to his death when I'm gone, because nobody else would appreciate him, nobody else would love him like I do, nobody else would ride him like I do. He's mine, and he's going to reach the end of his life when I reach the end of my life. The thought of anybody riding or owning Rufus after I've gone is too horrible for me to comprehend.
I have a perfect compromise.
And
for
knowing
you,
the
Emma.
relationship that
Emma?
I have with that bike, John,
Yeah.
would you agree? It wouldn't be right anybody
No,
being
I
on
can't
Rufus.
picture anybody else on that bike with
Emma,
you.
I have the perfect compromise for
Which
you.
is what?
Which is, what if I promise to you no one will ever ride that bike again? Because we will turn you on the bike into a lamp. Win-win for everyone, and I'll put you over here in the studio.
Ooh, that'd be
Love it.
all right.
There we go.
Perfect.
That works.
Win-win. Well, there you go.
There you
well,
go.
I
I like that.
want to thank you guys for joining us and hanging out. So you at home, you listen to this show. Do you make it to the end of the show?
Every time.
Wow.
Does it seem to go a lot faster when you're here in person? Because we're at 2 hours now. Can you believe
goodness.
that?
I listen to you at work, so it always goes by fast.
Wow. And who's your favorite misfit?
I can't pick a favorite.
Oh, sure
come
you
on.
can.
Yes, you
Sure you
Smart guy.
can. Sure you can.
And that's
So
why
if
we've
you're going to
made it 15
eliminate one
years.
misfit, who would it be?
Oh.
Who's not getting in the lifeboat?
All right. Fuck, marry, kill for the three of us here.
But before we say goodbye, I did want to say a little thing about Tori,
Oh,
who does not ride, but is the perfect supportive
No, she's a pit bitch.
spouse.
That was what she calls herself for the rest.
but
No, she's a pit bitch.
I am a pit bitch.
But nevertheless, you are very, very supportive of the sport, aren't you?
I am.
Well, and the fact that you agreed to come to a garage to join us, knowing nothing about us, on your anniversary. I
think
thank you for that.
That
as well.
speaks volumes about your relationship.
I am
dressing
the
up just for
luckiest
us.
person ever when I found her and married her.
How cute.
Aww. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Just a reminder again, go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and register for our 500th event, which, Josh, you said, sadly, you can't make because it's not a big enough priority for you.
I'm scheduled to teach that weekend. I've got 12 students.
But Tori's
12
available, right? You could
brand new riders.
We'd rather have Tori
I'm
here
not feeling
anyway.
so well
You
today.
probably
He's
would.
warping young minds.
I know. But Bagel will be down here, won't you, Bagel?
Yep.
Come on down, Bagel. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a whole bunch
right.
of misfits. And also get your tickets to Rev Sisters Moto Film Festival. Go to revsisters.com. John, just again, we're going to say the trip in November.
We're not going to do the Misfits Rally in November. We're going to try to reschedule it for the spring, just to sort of get away from the 500th episode.
Yeah, so we can make it special. I know Jay was looking forward to that. I'm like, oh, sorry, Jay, it's not happening. All right, cool. And any last announcements? Emma, are you good?
I think I'm good for now. Just a reminder, if you want to come to our 500th extravaganza.
It's extravaganza.
It is. It's a cornucopia of fabulousness. Please let us know. It's the easiest thing in the world. We need them numbers.
Exactly. And we're going to make it super fun and special.
And groovy.
Yeah. And you have one more?
Yeah, so I'm going to be in Florida for the next couple of weeks starting on Saturday.
Ooh.
And I have access to a motorcycle. So if anybody wants to go riding in the Central Florida area, go ahead and email us at Recycle Motor.
Define Central.
So I'll be in the DeLand area, which is west of Daytona Beach, north of Orlando.
Okay.
Will you be riding around Lake Okeechobee?
That's further south.
Is
No.
it?
Yeah.
But you should.
Will you
No.
be going to Apalachicola?
Probably. No.
Nice.
So
will we
email us.
Will we see newspaper articles? Florida man.
I am Florida man.
Yes, exactly. Well, big thanks especially to our Patreon subscribers.
Who are easily the finest people in the universe.
Yes, exactly. And also to Law Taggers for sponsoring our 500th
They're great.
They are
episode.
great.
So send us your emails. Let us know what you think. Does anyone out there have a Royal Enfield or a TRK
Or a Chinese bike, yeah.
Yeah, a Benelli Chinese bike. I know that there are people like, I swear by my CFC. There's a couple, but I mean, we're wanting to see, and especially with the Royal Enfields, when I said, you guys coming in with price and function, I don't know yet. I haven't seen the numbers yet. How reliable, how much miles people are going to put on these bikes.
Yeah.
They told me that there was a guy who has who's like a delivery guy who put 100,000 on his Royal Enfield that was only a couple years old.
Wow.
He's a delivery guy. So we'll see.
I was going to say, you mentioned her earlier, Norley, Itchy Boots. How far did she go on both of her Royal Enfields?
But she did skip to a Honda next, though.
Well, I think it was more about finding parts
Yeah, it could be.
in countries like in Central and South America.
So you can email us at motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. And again, our website is motorcyclesandmisfits.com. Reserve your tickets. Send us your emails.
And
tell us what's going on.
And don't forget, if there are complaints about tonight's show, email
Phil at
clevelandmoto.com.
Oh no.
He hates it when we do that. So, thanks everyone. So here's where we're gonna get out. You know what to say at the end?
I do.
He does. All right. Follow along, Tori. You'll figure this out. So thanks everybody. Let's get out of here. This is Liza.
Shh, don't be John.
Emma, darling.
Tori.
This is Josh.
Bagel.
And we're out of here.
Cool.